Finally, a more realistic gardening system in The Sims 2.
Hello my little devils and welcome back to the channel. I'm Devilish Simmer.
Are you looking for a more realistic gardening experience in The Sims 2? Well, look no further, because over on Mod The Sims we have a new mod that allows us just that. So let's head over into Mod The Sims and I will show you all the details, and then we'll go into the game and I'll show you how it works. So we have the planting overhaul, which gives us a few new objects, but mainly it is a complete overhaul of the global settings, which gives us a more realistic planting system in the garden settings. So we'll have a quick look at these new objects. So we get some new objects for new shopping systems in the game, and we get these new packets of seeds which will show up in our inventories. We have the new racks which we can purchase seeds from on community lots, which we can then use those packets of seeds to plant our harvestables. We also have purchasable fertilizer through this rack from the community lot as well, which we can use to fertilize our plots. And we just have a few default replacements for the fertilizer bags that the Sims use. We also have new interactions where we can purchase seeds from certain NPCs, such as the garden club members and so on. We also have the new tray, which is a new game feature, which I will show you how that works and what that does in the game. And the rack in the community lots also have a full mesh and an empty mesh for when it needs restocking, as well as many recolours of the rack as well, along with recolours of the compost packs. Now, going down to the details of this system, you will need a few things. Of course, you'll need to download the main mod itself, where you can either choose to download everything through the Give Me Everything download, or you can just download the bits and pieces that you want to have in your game individually. Now, in order to make this entire mod work, you may need to download further mods or custom content. So if you go down into the descriptions and read through all the descriptions, it will give you all the information you need. And it will also give you the links to everything that you can go and get in order to expand and make this mod work. Now, as a whole, you don't need to download anything else if you don't want to. If you download the Give Me Everything download, it will give you everything you need to make the mod work, and everything will work with the in-game harvestables, and you can just leave it at that. But if you want to add the other features in this mod, then you will need to download these extra bits. So this mod has been incorporated with other creators' mods and custom content. So firstly, you can choose to download these optional extras, which will give you extra gardening pieces as well as some extra planters where you can plant your harvestables into. So you've got the choice of all three of these, which give you a different range of furniture and planters. Then if we go down, you can look at the section for seeds. Here you have some extra links that will take you to get some extra harvestables for your gardens. We have the cottage garden, grow your greens and pumpkin patch, as well as the seasonal garden crops from Sun and Moon. So these will give you extra harvestable items that you can grow in your gardens. So you can download all of them if you wish. And if you have those downloaded, then you will also be able to purchase their seed packets from the community lot rack. So then you can grow them with all the rest of your harvestables. We also have the plantable orchard trees mod, which is from the same creator and it is a new mod as well that came out as part of this mod, which allows you to grow the orchard trees that you can purchase out of the build buy menu. And it allows you to purchase the seeds with the rest of your harvestables and plant the tree and watch the tree grow into its full orchard state, where it will then start producing the fruit that you can harvest. It has the 3 in-game trees, the apple, the lemon and the orange. And in this pack, you can also have the plantable seed options for the pear, cherry and peach. If you want the pear, cherry and peach trees, if you just go down into the requirements section, it will give you the 3 links here where you can just go to them, and it will take you to the Mod The Sims page where you can download these required trees. So you can download those trees, then you can download this plantable orchard trees mod, and then with these 2 mods together, you'll be able to purchase the seeds and plant the trees with the rest of the harvestables. So we'll head into the game now, and I'll show you all the features of this pack, and I'll show you exactly what it does. So here we are in just a little test family scenario. Now, the base features of this mod may not look a lot, but it's the mechanics of it that give this an entirely new gameplay. So originally we used to come over to our garden plots and we used to be able to click on them, add compost, plant seeds and have all the interactions there for us. But as you can see now, we no longer have that. It now will not allow you to do anything. It says there are no actions available. This is because we do not have the required things we need. So in order to garden now, you need physical seed packets in your inventory and physical compost. Now there are multiple ways we can do this. Now the first method would be to go and purchase them. Now we can either go to a community lot, to a shop and purchase the items from a shop, or we can purchase the seeds from NPCs such as Garden Club members. We could also go down the line of producing our own seeds and planting them, but in order to do this we need physical fruits in order to make the seeds. We could also do the old-fashioned method regarding the compost and produce our own through the original method of the game of composting rubbish, leaves, newspapers, and when the compost is available, we can use the compost to fertilise the plots. So let's start off with our first method, which would be at the moment our only method we can do, which would be to go to a community lot and physically buy some seeds and compost. So we will quickly walk to a community lot. Okay, so here in the test community lot, I have just placed down the basic things we need in order for this interaction to work, which would be your seed rack and a till. Now the seed rack you can purchase through your build buy mode, so all you need to do is click on the seed rack like you would do the magazine rack in community lots, and you get the choice to purchase fertilizer, seeds, or you can filter it via your garden badge. Bearing in mind you do need the garden badge level in order to still plant certain things. So if you have no garden badges, then you can't plant the cucumber, strawberry or orange or lemon tree because they are still bronze badge required in order to plant. So you can filter them out through the garden badge system. But you get the choice where you can purchase the seeds and you can purchase what seeds you require. Of course, if you've downloaded any of the extra packs where you get extra harvestables, then you will have a bigger variety of harvestables in order to purchase. I've only stuck with the Maxis game system, so everything you can see is what is already in the game. Once you've chosen what you want to grow, So I'm going to go for tomatoes because I have no badges. You then get a choice of how many you want to purchase. So you can have 1, 3, 5, 10, 15, 25 or 50. And as you can see, the prices correlate to how many pieces you buy. One seed pack is obviously one harvestable. So we will get 3 packs of tomatoes. And like the magazine rack, your sim will go to the rack, pick that item up, go to the cashier and purchase that item. And of course, if we want more, we have to repeat that process again. So now we want to buy some fertilizer, and I want again 3 packets. So he will go and he will purchase the fertilizer. I'm going to do this one more time because I want to purchase the apple tree. I just want one of them. Now, of course, when you have purchased so many items from the rack will change to its empty swatch. It will return back to its normal swatch when the shopkeeper restocks the rack. So now we have got our seeds, we will return back home. And back home, if we now go back to the garden plots, we can see that we now get an option to plant. This is because if we look in our inventory, we have got 3 packets of tomatoes, we've got 3 packets of fertilizer, and we've got 1 apple tree. So we can now go ahead and we will click on our plots. Now we get the same options as we normally would do in a standard game. The only difference is when we now plant or fertilize anything, it will not charge us because we've already paid for it. We bought it at the shop. So now all these interactions are free. So we are going to go ahead and fertilize many with the bag. If I've got compost in the bin, it will give me the choice again. I can either fertilize via the bag or via the compost bin. So we will go over and fertilize. And of course, we only bought 3, so he's only fertilized 3. And we have now ran out of compost. I will now go ahead and I will plant here a tree and an apple tree. And I will plant the tomato in these 3 fertilized patches. And as normal, they go ahead and do the gardening. And now we wait for the standard in-game gardening system. So of course they will sprout, they will grow, and then eventually they will put harvestables on where we can go ahead and harvest as normal. With the plants, when we harvest them, they disappear. And of course you've got to go and buy more seeds and put them back. With the tree, however, when that becomes harvestable and we take the fruits off the tree, like the standard orchard trees, will remain. You don't have to keep buying them over and over again. Also, if you have the packing stations for the fish and the harvestables, then these do still work with this mod. But bear in mind, they only pack the in-game Maxis harvestables. They won't do all of the extra download harvestables if you have them. Okay, so it's a little time later, and as you can see, we now have a tree, some harvestables, and we got some compost in the compost bin. So now we have some compost, we can now click on the plots, and it gives us the option to now fertilize through the compost, which we can continue to use the compost until the compost bin is empty. We will go ahead and we will harvest all of our tomato plants, and as you can see, they disappear when you have got rid of them. With the tree, when we harvest that, the tree remains, and it will then continue to harvest over and over again as per normal. Now we've got some harvestables in our inventory, we can come over to these trays. Now these trays can be placed on any table or kitchen counter, and all you need to do is click on the tray and add produce. You'll come over and you can select the produce and put it into stocked food. So we'll just put one in this one, and then what we will do, we will put some in this one, and we will put 4 in this one. But once you put fruit on, we get a new mesh with the seeds. If we click them now, it will give us the choice to throw away the seeds that we are making if you want to clear it out, or we can just wait. Now it takes a few in-game hours. Okay, so it's gave us the option now to get seeds. So if we just collect them, you pick the seeds up, and if you now look in your inventory, you will now see that you have 3 packets of tomato seeds again. For every individual produce you put into the tray, you get 3 packets of seeds back. So we got 3 for that one. So we put 4 in this one, so we should get 12 packets back. So if we go ahead and pick those seeds up, we have now got 15 packets. So we've got the 12 plus the 3. So now we can go back over to our plots, and we can now replant those seeds that we have just made ourselves. And we can start the gardening process all over again in order to get some more tomatoes. And as you can see, our packets have gone down to 7. And just to show you the packing station, of course, we can still pack many crates of tomatoes, and that still works as per normal and gives us the crates of tomatoes. But like I have said, it only works with the in-game Maxis harvestables. It won't work with all of the extra custom content. So that is the whole produce overhaul of The Sims 2, giving us a much more realistic gardening experience. No more just planting infinite crops and paying for them as we plant them. We now have to physically go and purchase physical packets of seeds and compost in order to actually do our gardening, or we have to physically harvest the seeds out of the fruits that we make. So I hope you're as excited for this new gardening mechanic as I am. So if you are interested in getting this mod, then I will leave the link in the description box below, and you can go over and download it. And of course you can go through all of the descriptions on the page to get all the custom content along with the mod as well.
So don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and until the next one, keep gaming my little devils.